right. Hello, friends. Welcome. Yes, solstice. And one of the things I was thinking of today is that the purpose of the loops and scoops is to be able to use your attention freely and to be able to give attention, to be able to turn toward what is occurring, both the light and the darkness. So there are people who say, just always turn toward the light. And I want to encourage you to use your attention to include, to turn toward what is happening and to include that in the wholeness of you. And this is if you look at anything on the internet, this is a pretty significant day. There are all kinds of predictions of, what is what is opening up with the grand conjunction. And so if you're noticing some interesting kinds of phenomena in you and any unsettledness, let's go ahead and include that today. Because one of the things that occurred to me is that through all of the pandemic and all of the time that we've been doing loops and scoops, the we've been expanding the gift of your attention, that what you give attention to grows. We know that from research over the last 100 years. It's one of the things we can affirm about excuse me, about psychology, is that what you give attention to grows. And what we've been growing is your ability to circulate your attention so that you're nourishing yourself just like a sprinkler that goes to over the whole yard. I can remember when I used to live in the Midwest in the summer, we'd have a big sprinkler, and that was our source of water play. And it would be going back and forth, particularly to cover the dry spots in the yard, but also to cover the whole yard. And I'd like you to think of your attention as not only a gift to you, but a gift to your friends, your neighbors, your community. And so, what I want to practice today is something that we started last week. I want to continue with that, but I also want to include giving attention through all of your senses, through not just your eyes, which is what we usually think of when we say, pay attention. It's usually, make yourself really narrow and use your eyes. But what would it be like to let attention be a full sensory experience for you? So, in fact, let's go ahead and start with that, and then we'll end with some bodifying. So, just for a moment or two, I'd like you to imagine that shifting your attention is as easy as opening and closing your eyes. And this is often the way that I like to start teaching loop of awareness to people, is that when you close your eyes, just notice yourself. Let your attention be sprinkling over you. And when you open your eyes, let your attention go out into the area around you, out into the world. And we usually think of attention as connected with eyes. So let yourself just do that a few times. When you close your eyes, give attention to you. You can be giving attention to your breath or body sensations or inner space or places where you feel tight or more condensed. And just using your attention to sprinkle love over that. And when you are opening your eyes, notice what your eyes tend to go toward. My eyes tend to go toward something that's on the edges of things. I don't look just straight ahead. I like to look around. So you can let yourself alternate between looking directly and looking like the sprinkler that's just wandering over. But the gift of refreshing is that you shift your attention. So let yourself just do that for a minute or two, just shifting your attention from inside you to outside you. And notice if you get, sometimes you get mesmerized by notice something. I particularly notice this when I'm walking through the house, when I'm going from the bedroom out to the kitchen. I almost never can get to the kitchen without noticing something that needs attention. Notice if your attention goes to, uh-oh, what's wrong, both inside and outside. And so shift that. So as you're noticing inside, notice where you are experiencing the most space and the most ease. And when your visual attention goes outward, notice something new. Just let your eyes looking for something new, big or little. And then back inside, noticing someplace else where you're feeling space, and let your attention and your breath go toward that. I notice too when I give attention that often my body responds. My body wants to do something. My body opens up in some new way. So if your body wants to move in big or little ways as you're shifting your attention, go ahead and add that in. And see if you can let your attention shift while keeping your eyes open. Can you give attention to your insides with your eyes open? It's the beginning of being able to attend to yourself and also attend to others. If you can notice yourself with your eyes open, you can also be aware of what's going on around you. So add in shifting your attention, which is a skill for most of us, being able to give attention to yourself with your eyes open. So, for those of you who are coaches or actually work with people in any kind of a way, when you're listening to someone, you can give attention to yourself and also give attention to you. So, I'm noticing that some of you are letting yourself start to move. If that's a natural thing for you, part of what we do when we're paying attention is that we get still. We kind of go into a little freeze, like, oh, I'm doing something wrong. I have to pay attention. So notice if you now shift that to giving attention, and notice if that allows you to let yourself spontaneously respond to your own attention. And when you give attention out, let's now shift to your hearing. So you may also keep your eyes open, but when you're going inside, let yourself listen. What are you noticing through your inner ears? Like I can notice little crunchies when I'm listening. I notice the sound of my jacket moving. And when you're giving attention out, what are your ears opening to? So for me, I have the delicious experience of quiet when I'm turning my attention outward. It's unusually quiet, especially for a Monday morning here where I am. So notice that you can add to your experience of shifting attention through your ears, through your listening, and you can add that in. And then you can add in feeling. So there are a number of us who feel into the world. We may have a visual connection, but there are some of us who have primarily what's known as a kinesthetic connection. We feel into the world. So letting yourself feel into you, feel into how you're touching, how your clothing is touching you, how you are touching the floor, how you are feeling your weight. So feeling into the way you touch yourself, And then feeling into how you are touched by the world. So as you're letting your feeling sense, I sometimes like to let myself kind of ooze into the outside world, oozing. The oozing fear melter allows me to feel into the world. And letting yourself be touched by the world. Often we stop ourselves from feeling into the world because it feels like too much. So you can, when it feels too much, you can turn your attention to you and feeling into where you are feeling touched and even touching yourself where you are feeling touched. This is a place where I often do love scoops into my heart. Love scoops, remember in love scoops, you want to reach out. You can reach out into all of that available attention, scoop some up, and give it to yourself where you are feeling most touched by the world. And then letting that feeling of being touched, giving that to all of the people around you, the situations where you are feeling touched. I've been feeling a lot more tears in this last couple of days, and I don't know if you've been experiencing that, but if that is the response of feeling touched, is that you feel teary, go ahead and let that come, because that's one of the gifts that we can give to ourselves and others, is that feeling touch melts us. It's another great melter to feel more welcoming and turning toward whatever is going on. So all of your senses are part of loop of awareness. And your nose, what are you noticing? How is your nose being touched today? A friend came by and brought me the first hyacinths of the season, and I have them out in the kitchen. And as they started to wake up and bloom, there was this the swirling deliciousness of the subtle kind of dancey feeling of hyacinths. And so the senses, your sense of smell opening to being enchanted by all of the different scents that the world produces, and being enchanted by letting your own presence, your own scent move through the world. So all of those senses are such a wonderful way of including whatever is going on. And let's do a couple of rounds of what we started last week, which has become my favorite new process. For those of you who haven't tried it out yet, let's just go ahead and try it out, and you can osmose from the people around you. So I'd like you to, you've had some practice now, I'd like you to give attention to yourself, turning your sprinkler towards yourself. And I'd like you to let yourself bodify whatever you're noticing. So let yourself just fully bodify what you're noticing in your body right now. And I don't want to give you any instruction about that. You just go ahead and bodify. So rather than analyzing or judging or trying to change something, just go ahead and bodify. It's a way of being with. Beautiful. And then pause for a moment and notice if there's any part of your body that lit up during bodifying. Scoop up some love and give it directly to that part of you. Let it land and scoop up some more and bring it in to that place, or there might even have been another place that lights up, and give that to yourself and let it land. Beautiful. And then let yourself pause and be with, giving your attention like whole body looping and breathing and landing. So the whole cycle is giving attention bodifying, pausing to notice any place that lights up, love scooping, and pausing to land. And my recommendation is to just repeat this as much as you like over the next period of time. And even though we're at 9:15, I want you to go ahead and do it once more. I'd like you to go ahead and give attention to you and modify whatever you're experiencing, big or little. And notice you can also add sound. You're in your own space, so feel free to add any sound that comes with the bodifying. And let yourself fully bodify, just going with whatever you're experiencing, expressing, being with yourself fully. Beautiful. And then pause for a moment to notice if there's any part of your body that lit up with your bodifying. And love scoop, big old scoops, love scooping and giving it to yourself, holding or showering, embracing, touching, scooping some more if you didn't quite get enough, scoop some more love, give it to that place. And then breathing and landing with yourself. So this is our last loops and scoops for this year. So take a moment and just appreciate yourself. You've made it. You've made it this far with everything that's gone on this year, really doing a celebration and appreciating all of us for being with each other and caring for each other and caring for all of the people in your world through this year. And I so appreciate having the chance to do loops and scoops with you. It's been such a great joy, getting all teary again. And wish you such happy holidays and all the love and joy for whatever is going on for you. And look forward to seeing you in the new year. We won't have a loops and scoops next week. So I invite you to just go, whoa, it's Monday morning. What am I going to do? Or Monday night, wherever you are in the world. And plan to be back with you at the start of the new year on that Monday. So much love to everybody. Mwah! And feel free to unmute yourself and share with each other as long as you would like to. And I'm going to take leave and wish you happy holidays and lots of love.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Lots of love.
Thank you, Katie. Lots of love. Have a great year.
Thank
Love
you.
you all.
Bye, guys.
Love you very much.
Bye, guys.
Oh.